Hell are you going to top the chase you had with Smoke last year, this year?
Well, I'm going to win it. That's what I'm going to do. I mean, we had a lot of fun racing. I felt like we had the best season we've ever had. And, you know, Tony Stewart just rose to the occasion. Those guys won half of the chase races. And to finish it in a tie, I mean, I never imagined that would happen. The chances of that happening are astronomically slim. So I'm motivated more than ever to know that we can go out there and do that, and to also know that if we can do that every year, that it's going to be very tough for people to beat us. So, you know, we're ready to go racing. When that race was over at Homestead, I would have gladly, you know, loaded the car up in the trailer, gone straight to Daytona, and started this season right then. I've just been waiting for this season to start.
Is there a danger of breaking that momentum because there is that off season? As you say, you wanted to get right back at it.
Well, I felt the same way after 2010. You know, we won the final 2 races. We had huge momentum, and I was really worried about that, about starting 2011 and being off. And in this sport, that can happen. But right now, our Fastenal team, we've worked tirelessly. All the guys are not resting on anything that we've done last season. They're working hard. They're trying to be better. I feel like we have the best cars we've ever had, the best engines we've ever had, and we're just now we got to see how we stack up.
With only 3 teams now under the Roush umbrella at the Cup level, does that help, Carl? Because there's more resources for the 3 teams, or does it hurt because there's less input?
That's a really good question, and Jack Roush pulled all of us aside and made sure that we knew that the change to 3 teams was not going to come at the expense of any engineering, any you know, engine programs, any testing, any of that. He said basically we are going to keep the same staff in place that makes these cars go fast, and we'll just have one less car to take to the racetrack. So I don't know how long Jack can sustain that financially, but he's, you know, he's doing it, and I think that it might actually make it easier on our guys to not have to build so many race cars.
The fusion. Go ahead, Norris.
Carl, racing's a big business. All big businesses review the year at the end of the fiscal year, the season, whatever. I know there was nothing you could do about Stewart catching fire like he did. Nothing you could do about the odd accident or whatever. But looking back on the season, was there anything that you saw or your team saw that you would adjust going into the 2012 season? Yeah,
and I'm not naive, and I'm not above saying that I can do better, you know, all the time. And but we sat down and we had that meeting, the one you're talking about, and it's very easy to look back and say, hey, we could have got a point here, we could have got a point there. But what Bob Osborne, he piped up in the middle of this conversation we were having, and he said, guys, if this chase started tomorrow, we'd do the same thing. We'd make the same decisions, and we would just hope that Tony Stewart wouldn't you know, have the amazing run that he had. So what I'm saying is, it's easy to sit there and say, hey, we could have got one more point here or there. But when we look back on our chase, I mean, at Kansas, we were a lap down twice. We were a 30th place car. We finished 5th. At Martinsville, we were terrible. I mean, we were at least 1 lap down most of the race. We finished 9th. And we made so much happen. And I think if we would have had, if we didn't have the experience we had and we weren't as good of a team as we are, I think we would have finished 4th or 5th in the chase, and we wouldn't have been a factor. So although we didn't win, we're very proud that we were just in contention with what we had there. So.
Good. Carl, you're one of the drivers that came up through the short track ranks of racing. What advice would you give to young Canadian drivers aspiring to make to the top ranks of NASCAR?
I'd say just look at what Steve Arpin's done. You know, there's a guy, a young Canadian dirt racer that just went out and right now, you know, I don't know where Steve Arpin is right this minute, but I guarantee you right now whatever he's doing is trying to further his career as a race car driver. You know, he's a guy, you can look at a guy like Steve Arpin and you can say, hey, there's a guy that's made no excuses, that's not blamed anyone for anything, and he's just gone out and made things happen for himself. So I guess what I would say to young racers is just get all the experience you can. Don't go broke doing it. Race whatever you can. you can afford to race. And if that's just online racing, then be the best online racer there is. If it's RC cars, race that, and if it's a dirt modified, go do it. And just know that, you know, if you can stay in this game long enough, and if you're good enough, you will get an opportunity, and you can go show your talents to the world.
How much of a factor was it, how close you were in 2011 not to run the Nationwide Series full out in 2012?
I'm not even sure exactly how much of a factor it is. That's a really good question. I believe that I made the decision to not run the Nationwide Series full time about halfway through the season last year, and we were leading the points and doing really well all year. And it's kind of a risky decision on my part, because I've known nothing but running the Nationwide Series full time. But man, those are some long weekends, and there are times where I have to walk away from Bob Osborne and our Cup team to go practice a Nationwide car, or hop on a plane and, you know, go to Montreal or go to all these races. And man, I love it. It's so much fun to do. But I think that I'll be doing myself a service to run just the Cup car, and I think being this close last season, it kind of galvanized that for me and said, hey, this is, you're doing the right thing. You need to focus on that Cup car.
NASCAR continues to do some things with the rules in terms of this tandem racing. All the fans supposedly don't like, screwing with the holes in the restrictor plates, screwing with the springs, screwing with the spoilers. Is it going to be a better Daytona 500, or was there anything wrong with the one last year?
It's tough. I mean, the deal with Daytona is NASCAR has a racetrack there that these cars could go 230 miles per hour on that racetrack, or faster. I don't know how fast they'd go. And so NASCAR is stuck in this box where they got to keep the cars slow enough so that when we wreck, we don't fly over the fence and hurt somebody. But also, they gave the fans this huge pack racing in the past, and the fans remember that, and so they want to see that you know, that huge avalanche of cars just going around the racetrack. So I don't know how they're going to manage all these things, but basically we just go to Daytona, and whatever rules they have, we're going to race as hard as we can for that win. And even if you only get to race, I mean, really the last lap is all that really matters at that race. And that makes it sound like not much of a race, but it sure makes that last lap exciting. So, so we're going to go just do whatever we have to do.
If the Fusion runs as fast and as well as it looks, you're going to be okay.
Yeah, so that new Fusion, the 2013 car, is spectacular. That thing is...
it even looks good in photographs.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we saw it. We got a glimpse of it last summer in a private thing in this closed courtyard, you know, at Ford, where they don't, you know, no one can see from outside. And I couldn't believe how cool that car is. So, I mean, I started racing because I like fast cars and I like neat cars, and that 2013 car is going to be spectacular.
Thanks, Carl.
Thank you.
Hey, boys, thanks.
Thank you guys so much. Thanks for waiting on me. Appreciate it.
Carl,
Appreciate it.
you said you filed a flight plan. Do you fly your own plane?
Yes, sir. You do fly.